This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
It is Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie for your Monday. Welcome to the podcast. Liz Hayes has got a new book out, which is quite juicy. Mm-hmm. You know Liz from 60 Minutes, usually you'll see her from a war-torn country and under pressure. But I tell you what, I didn't know she was married 4 times. One of those marriages was to John Singleton, the ad guru, who has made a lot of money over the years, but John loves the ladies.
Right, okay.
I thought he loved lots of things. Like, does he like the horses?
He loves
You
the
describing
horses.
him as a, what did you say, advertising guru?
Yeah.
Is that what he is?
Yes, he is.
Is that where he's
That's
made
how
his
he
money?
started,
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But he loves the horses. He loves his dogs. You'll hear about that in the podcast. And he also loves other women, as many women as he can.
So does Liz report live from the crime scene, which was the bedroom where the dog slept?
I'm staying out of it.
No, Liz, this is unbelievable because one of Liz's best mates grabbed her and said, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
You've got to get away from John. And she labelled it a let it rip trip.
How good is that?
Overseas.
Liz, this is a side of you we've never heard of.
We got women on to talk about the let it rip trip that they had to get away from the men.
I want to go on one.
You'll hear it in the podcast.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Today's World Kindness Day. Remember, just a random act of kindness can go a long way today, and kindness is infectious and it helps you in the community. Let's reach 5 million acts this World Kindness Day. Log your act of kindness at kindnessfactory.com.au.
I bought a coffee for a man this morning. That's how I started my day.
Very World Kindness Day.
And I
well done.
rocked in here. I didn't even know it
Tradie.
was World Kindness Day.
Yeah.
Coin. He was trying to pay with cash because he had to cancel his cards over the weekend, and so he was trying to,
'Cause the
scrounge around
the
for like
cops are on.
for like $4.50 or something. His $2 coin rolled in under the counter. He couldn't find it, and I was standing in the line behind him. So I said, "Look, mate, let me buy you a coffee." And then I realised I was just being kind without being told to, and that's the kind of person I am.
He does that every day, though, and gets a free coffee from the next sucker.
He does. He was so thankful. But then in reflection...
What's your story, Kate?
My story is that maybe there was part of me that paid for that coffee this morning because I really was not as kind yesterday and I acted out of character, and it had really been playing on my mind overnight because my behaviour shocked me. So I went to Centennial Park yesterday to do a bit of a lap with the dog.
Oh, did you?
Get
Did you see
Annie
the
out.
Whitley brick?
No, I didn't.
It's a paver.
What?
It's a paver with our name on it.
Oh, where is that?
I can't tell you. There's a few.
Oh, along the park somewhere?
Yeah. Just
Oh.
donated money for the parks and gardens so everybody
Don't
like
let the
yourself...
dog wee on the brick if you can.
So people can enjoy the park and garden.
That's so lovely. So I take Annie for a lap, and as I'm coming, I park on the road that runs outside Centennial so that I can... Anyway, it doesn't really matter why I park there, but I do. So I go in the main gates, and, it's very hard to navigate on a busy, sunny Sunday, and the bikes are whizzing past, and there's a big van with an old man driving it, right? And he's coming into the park as well. So I wait for the bikes to go, and he's stalling a bit. Like, he's obviously hesitant. Maybe he doesn't go to Centennial very much. And it's just shared space.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very important to note. So I think, I'll just pop over the road, quickly go over the road and into the park.
Yeah.
Anyway, he yells at me so loudly out of the driver's window, saying, "Watch where you're going!" like that.
Oh, God.
So I turn back and nervously say, "I was," and then for a couple of minutes contemplate crying because I'm that kind of person. If someone tells me that I've done something wrong... Well, I felt emotional, and then I thought, grow up, Kate.
Yeah.
You're a 45-year-old woman. You actually didn't do anything wrong. You're trying to make positive change, and you're going for a walk on a Sunday with the dog.
Yeah.
Who cares about that guy?
Flick the bird.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
And because I worry that I have to try and be nice to everyone because then they might say they saw that girl that grew up on Home and Away and she wasn't very nice.
She was yelling at an old man in a van.
Now you're thinking about it too
No,
much.
but I do welcome to my world in my head. So then I'm doing the walk, right? This guy's obviously struggled to get a park, so he's driven around and
Suck
can't
on
park.
that.
As I'm walking, the gods look after me,
Yep.
and the real Kate has spent probably 12 minutes pounding the pavement, like having when you have a conversation with someone in your head. So I'm about to walk across one of those pedestrian crossings. And he's pulling in off the path to go across the pedestrian
Look out.
crossing.
Showdown.
And I looked up because I'm watching where I'm going, and I see the cranky old guy in the bus, the white bus, the same guy that only minutes before yelled at me to watch where I was going. And I don't know what came over me, because this is so unlike me. I didn't care what he thought. I put on the biggest smile, like smug.
Kill him with kindness.
Yours smile. And I walked. I've never walked so slowly across a pedestrian
Just to
crossing.
rub it in.
And I was like this.
Oh.
And he made eye contact with me, and I said, "Have a nice day."
Condescending. Condescending
And I know
Kate.
to anyone that's not a big deal. In my journey
Yeah.
of not worrying what people think, that is massive. And I have a feeling that's why I bought the coffee for the guy this morning.
Well, Kindness Day. There it is. There's your face. There's the ambassador, guys. What if you could book your hotel now and choose to pay when you get there?
With thousands of flexible booking options in select stays, you're only a what if away from your next holiday.
Book on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel?
How far did you travel for love, guys? I mean, you've got to make an effort. You know, when you're single and you think, should I not? God, I don't even know that person. So-and-so thinks they're okay. Should I go on that date? I'm keen to find love. You got to pack a little bit of hope and carry it on your shoulder and
Phoenix,
head out the
Arizona.
door. What? Oh, you did, didn't you? It's a long way to go.
$2,500 return trip.
Bang.
That was back in 1999, 2000.
And what happened when she opened the door and saw you?
She gave me a kiss. And then she said, "I'm so glad you're here because I needed to tell you face to face that I can't do this anymore."
Damn. So you stayed at the house. Did you do anything to get back at her?
2 weeks. I had planned to stay with her 2 weeks. I just went on this mission. I went and...
To do what?
I just out on my own. I was just drinking at bars by myself.
Crying into your cup?
Crying.
Why does this
I was
drink
going to
have a-
high school football games.
Yeah.
I ended up at the top of a mountain by myself, quite drunk one night. I was thinking, what am I doing? This is crazy. I couldn't look at her. I couldn't look at her anymore. I just couldn't do it anymore.
You made a couple of international phone calls too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. 5 hours back to friends back home. That was at her auntie and uncle's house. That would have cost a fortune.
Got her a beauty. This woman, this is devastating news. 13-24-10, once again, how far did you travel? She's driven 3 hours for a Tinder date. The thing is, it was the second date, so she's backed her judgment and thought that the first date's gone well. He's a nice enough guy for me to travel 3 hours, right?
It's a long way.
Here's the thing. The 3 hours on the train. Can I just throw that one in? They've arrived. She's arrived at the date. She's walked into the restaurant that they've decided to sit down at. He's had one look at her and said, "You've put on weight since our first date."
What a dog. He's not getting any flowers for World Kindness Day, that guy.
No. When's World Badness Day? Because he's a bad man.
World Badness Day.
Of all the words. All of the words.
World Badness
Went with
Yeah.
badness.
When is that, Tom? Can you
World
find out? When International
He's a bad man. She then said, okay.
World Not Goodness Day.
World Rude Day. When's World Rude
Yeah,
Day?
that's...
Every day on this damn show. So that she said, well, I'm out of here. She then walked 5 minutes back to the train station and travelled another 3 hours home.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Feeling fatty.
Hammy's given us a call from Surrey Hills, the old Torn. How are you, Hammy?
Morning, boys. I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad. How far did you travel for love, Hammy?
I travelled from Melbourne to Sydney to follow my partner up here to pursue a career in the entertainment game.
How and did it last, Hammy?
Well, she hasn't sacked me yet. We're still together, which is good.
How long ago was this?
This was February this year.
So how long were you with her when you made that trip, Hammy?
About 2 years.
Good effort.
All right.
Good effort. You've done really well. And it's not like... I mean, you're going from Melbourne to Sydney. It's a pretty good city to be jumping from.
Yeah, I mean, most commonly flown plane route in the world, so pretty easy to get back down there. But look, we've come up here to earn. I live to give, but fingers crossed it all pans out well for us.
You know what?
I mean, it's not a huge move, to be honest, Amy.
It's a big. You know what? It's a big move because she's in the media industry, and Sandra Sully's a safe bet though. That Channel 10, she's fine there, Hammy.
Yeah, well, I'm in her corner, so I hope it all pans out well.
Well, Hammy, you've got some flowers for your partner, flowers for everyone. World Kindness Day. Thanks for your call. Let's go to Stephanie in Abbotsford. How far did you travel for love, Steph?
Oh, hi there. I moved from Luxembourg all the way to Australia.
And how long were you with the guy before you made the move, Steph?
About 9 months.
Good effort.
9 months isn't a long time.
No, it isn't.
How did it go?
When you know, you know. Yeah, good. We met in Manchester, actually.
Oh, what a great part of the world.
How did you meet him?
It's actually a really cute story. So I was traveling by myself, going to Manchester because I met this guy in Mallorca, in Spain.
Go on.
Who was supposed to pick me up at the airport, but didn't end up picking me up. Got stood up, ended up in an 18-bed dorm hostel, mixed room. And he walked in, so that's how we met.
Bang.
And you said, hey, take the top bunk.
Was it an 18-bed dormitory? Oh, couldn't think of anything worse. Snoring.
The cheapest of the cheap.
were people hooking up in there as well, Steph?
Just Steph.
It's been a long time ago. I don't think so.
Just snoring and farting.
I think the worst was like people packing up in the middle of the night with the lights on.
Did you ever try to get him back to Luxembourg, Steph? Was there any of that talk? Yep.
Yeah, we actually spent 1 year here in Australia and then 1 year in Luxembourg, and then we decided to make Australia home.
Oh, well, he's done the hard yards for you as well. And you know what? You can go home. Actually, Steph, they'll be for you today, but some flowers from Flowers for Everyone. World Kindness Day. Thanks.
Thank you.
Very kind gesture from you, of giving us a call and telling that beautiful story, Steph.
I wonder if the guy from Monaco, Steph, is sort of still waiting around the airport looking for you, still wondering.
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it.
Heartbroken but repaired very quickly in an 18-bed dorm.
It was all for the better.
Yeah, great story.
Some beautiful stories there, Tom.
Yeah,
That's
movie.
what we want.
Yeah, I love that. What a way to start your week.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Got really interested in this. I was reading it in the Sunday Telegraph. Now, this is just an excerpt from Liz Hayes' new book. It's a memoir. I'm Liz Hayes, a memoir. She was on 60 Minutes last night. We know her amazing career there.
Well, she's been in the studio here.
I love Liz. Can you get Liz in, Tommy? Because I need to talk about this story a little bit more.
Sure.
Okay. This blew my mind. I was reading this yesterday. And I didn't know she was married 4 times. She's been married 4 times.
I think I did know that, and I know she was married to Singo, but then I think she was also married to a doctor or a paediatrician or a gynecologist or something. Darren, and then a singer. That singer.
Every time I need to see your face, I just close my eyes.
Can we focus on the relationship with Singo?
Yes.
Because the story was titled Dog Days with Singo. My professional life was humming along, but life at home, which I was now sharing with John Singleton, was hitting some bum notes. In due course, it became clear that there was not one inconsiderable impediment to our happy relationship. John's dog was a Rhodesian Ridgeback called Sonna, who happened to be the son of his former pet, Thug. Sonna wasn't really a fan of mine. I might have fed him and regularly taken him for walks around the nearest park, but I was not his favourite. And Sonna knew I had drawn a line, and he was no longer allowed to sleep on the bed or anywhere near the bedroom when I was there.
Okay.
One unmistakable sign of his discontent was the sad and sorry state of my shoes, which he'd gnaw and dump in a corner. He'd then bite the heels of every one of them down to the bone. It's possible that if I'd allowed Sonna back in under the doona, the 3 of us could have been happy, but really, there was only ever going to be one master, and it wasn't me.
Oh, God.
This is my favourite line of all. Understanding my place in the Singleton abode ultimately proved to be a tricky business, especially after I realised Sonna was not the only one trying to get into the sack.
Oh, no. Who else was?
Oh, that's funny.
And can I just
Well
point
done,
out, Liz, if Liz is listening, it could have been worse. There's a dog called Annie that lives in the eastern suburbs of Sydney that will eat the crotch out of your underwear.
Yes, shoes.
Depends what your
and
idea of
crotch.
bad is.
Julie, this is the other bit that I loved about this story. Her best friend Julie, my near and dear friend, always knows what needs to be said before I do. I remember her telling me once that she didn't like much some of the people that I'd considered to be friends, and in time she proved to be right. So, come this new personal plummet, she was there. She declared that I needed to give myself a break, stop beating myself up over bad decisions in relationships, and I needed to laugh. The perfect solution was indeed to get away. We booked tickets to London and Paris, and off we went. This was going to be what we declared the Let It Rip trip.
Oh, let it rip.
Tom, 2024, can we give away a Liz Hayes Let It Rip trip?
That is awesome.
Should there be another book called Hazy Days where it's dedicated to this 2-week trip?
Liz,
oh my God.
Liz,
Sex
Let
and the
It
City.
Rip. She should do a Let It Rip book and tell you where to travel around the world.
Let
That's
It Rip
awesome.
with Liz Hayes.
What I love about it is when you think Liz Hayes, you don't think a Let It Rip trip.
No, you don't.
You know, you think 60 minutes. You think hard-hitting interviews.
That's the thing.
You think great blow dries and good lighting.
I agree.
I find her
Good
quite
journalism.
intimidating because she's intelligent. I'm
Of course
scared
you
of Liz
would. Men
Hayes.
like you do.
Yeah, I fall to pieces. If I met Liz Hayes on the Rip trip, I'd cower in the corner.
I love the idea of it, though. So she was just throwing caution to the wind.
Well, this is the thing.
Anything goes.
You think that she's under stress in war-torn countries for 60 minutes. No, she's grappling with a dog at home and a woman that was trying to get into Singo's bed, and she was thinking about where she was going to go on her next Let It Rip trip.
Next thing you know, she's in the south of France. Bikinis are on and the party started.
Now, Kate, I'm going to leave this up to you. What do you want to do? I'm looking for calls here. Do we go for ladies who decided to do a Let It Rip trip because they were sick of their men and they found out something about them and one of their friends said, let's just go on a Let It Rip trip?
Yeah, I think that could be fun. We could get the ladies on the phone and tell us how hard you ripped it.
Or the other one that we do is, did you break up with someone because of their pet?
Nah.
Oh, because of the dog. I do like the dog idea because I have to say, and I've told this story before, when I first met my ex-husband, the first time he came to the house, my house, he turned up with his dog. Now, before he arrived, I had a lovely white couch. Yeah. This is prior to children, so you can have a white couch in your 20s.
Yeah.
And he turned up with Mac, his American staffy, and I realised very quickly if I was going to try and make this relationship work, I had to befriend the dog.
And get rid of the couch.
Well, you buy a rug, don't you, and put it over the couch. I mean, any man you meet whose screensaver is a dog, and I mean of the animal variety. You really you've got to get them on side.
Can I jump in? I love that story, Kate. I'd love you to share more off air about it. But I don't want to hear dog stories. I want girls Let It Rip trips.
Yeah, actually, I do
I
too.
want girls Let It Rip trips for your Monday morning.
We went to Bali. We booked 5 days in Kuta.
Yeah, give us
and we
all
let it
of it.
rip.
Yeah, were you scorned by a man, ladies, and the girls got you together and said, let's get out of here. Let's do a Liz Hayes Let It Rip trip. Rachel and St Ives, what happened, Rach?
Morning, guys. 10 years ago, we were at work and my friend had told me she'd booked a trip to New York. 3 days prior, I broke up with my boyfriend and she goes, why don't you come? So I looked at flights, booked, paid $6,000 and off we went to New York for a girls' trip and we let it rip.
So it was worth it, was it, Rach?
What
was so worth
Can
it.
you just give me one highlight? Like when you were in the moment, standing in the middle of New York going, we are letting it rip.
Yeah, we went to the Empire State Building and we did all the touristy things and it was great and
ripping.
Yep.
And then what else did you do?
Go on.
We don't need to hear about the Empire State Building. What was his name? Rachel.
We can't say those.
No, seriously, go through the list.
No, wait up.
Good girl. I'm proud of you.
So with 3 days to go, you know what? That's a dream for a lot of people, isn't it? If you could just...
I also had to move out of my apartment in those days.
Oh, and pack and get on that.
Yeah.
Oh, you would have been so happy getting on that plane.
Yeah.
You let it rip.
It was great.
Well done, Rach.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Tell you what, there's not many headlines that catch my attention, but this one did. A drinking session between neighbouring multi-millionaires ended up with one allegedly threatening the other with a chainsaw and kicking him in the groin in a kung fu challenge.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Okay, let's go through this.
I reckon this is my favourite story of the year so far.
Because it's a local story. It's in Dural, which I think that's where Ray Hadley used to live, isn't it?
Oh, mate, you've got a bit of coin if you're hanging out in Dural.
Yeah, so you're up in
Beautiful
Dural.
place, huge house.
Ruifan Zhao is his name, 31 years of age, says he doesn't really remember the night. But this is what's happened. I'm going to go through it because across the road from him is another multi-millionaire. He's a V8 Super Ute driver, Jared Maggs. So Ruifan Zhao and Jared Maggs.
Zhao and Maggs.
So police documents tendered to the court claim that Mr. Maggs invited Zhao over at 6 p.m. with Zhao driving his brand new Corvette a few metres across the road to show it off. The men drank a half a bottle of Mr. Maggs' scotch and then drank the Japanese whiskey Zhao brought with him, the court heard. Zhao took his shirt off in the kitchen, the court was told, which his solicitor says was because he gets hot when he drinks whiskey.
So how good is that?
He appeared to be showing off his body to the victim by doing poses when Mr. Maggs issued a kung fu challenge to see how high his neighbour could kick, the police document said. Mr. Maggs told Zhao to kick his hand and proceeded to hold his hand up high and out to the side in order for the accused to kick.
You do kung fu, yeah? You? Yeah.
But rather than kick the hand, Zhao kicked Mr. Maggs with force to the groin, causing him to drop to the ground in pain, the police said.
Sorry about that.
The victim then stood up and kicked Zhao, who was then removed from the property by Mr. Maggs' family. The police said Zhao placed his hands together and started to ask for forgiveness. What is going on here? Please forgive me. I didn't mean to kick you in the agates.
With his shirt off, he's got his own blue plums and he's begging for forgiveness.
He was accused of later. He was kicked out of the place. They said, no, mate, Zowie, you've had enough. Off you go. Go and grab your new Corvette and go back home. So he's gone back home. He then came back an hour later to the security gate with a 14-inch Azito chainsaw asking, where is Jared Maggs? Come out to the front. That's where Mr. Maggs' son said, what the F is going on? What is that dude doing? The men are reportedly now on friendly terms, but do not drink together.
Now, if there's not a reality show in these two travelling together, then I don't know where it is.
Well, Ray, we've got to get this to Ray today. He's going to have a field day with this, Ray.
He would be all over it. He probably knows them. He'd get Maggs on if his testicles have recovered. They've come out of his mouth.
Oh, you reckon you're pretty good at kung fu, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why don't you kick my hand over here then? Yeah, all right. No worries. No, hold your legs out a bit further. No, my hand.
Oh, it's the one scene out of Dumb and Dumber which ended up on the editing room floor.
So if Ruifan Zhao or Jared Maggs are listening, give us a call because I want to give you some flowers from Flowers for Everyone because today is World Kindness Day.
Yeah, leave your chainsaw at home.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let me sing that song. Louder.
You know how this game works, guys. On a wet Monday morning, song. You need to start thinking, kids. I'm going to give you one word, put it into a song. Here's your warm-up round. The word is rock.
We will rock you.
Bang, Kate Ritchie.
Rock your body, Justin Timberlake.
Rock DJ.
I
got it first. Go again, Ivy. Oh, no, wasn't that a draw?
And call it a draw.
Have you watched the Robbie Williams doco?
Yeah, watch
on
the
Netflix?
first episode, Tom.
That's good.
Is it good?
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's Robbie watching himself. I didn't know he started with Take That when he was 16. The others were 21, 22. He was 6 years younger than Gary Barlow. And I didn't know he hated Gary Barlow with a passion.
Gary wrote all the music, yeah?
Yes, he did. But Robbie hated him.
Oh, really? What? Anything in particular?
I think Robbie was very young, and I think they were off him because Robbie loved a bit of Robbie.
Yeah, right.
He was a bit of a naughty little lad, wasn't he?
But Robbie watches it. I didn't know this as well, but Robbie says, when I'm not performing, I just love laying in bed all day. That's all I do. And so he's watching his documentary and all this old footage from in bed. and he's watching himself when he's 16, and he's like, there's moments where he has to close the computer.
Can't watch it.
Because he goes, I can't watch this anymore.
Oh, my God.
He goes, I was a tool.
Well, he was a child.
Yeah, he
like,
was.
who was nurturing him and making sure he was okay?
We've all made mistakes, am I right, guys?
Well, he's
You're not wrong, Whip.
There's this one bit where his daughter walks in and goes, Dad, who did you hate the most in the band? And Robbie goes, Gary.
Gary. It was Gary. Here we go, guys. The word, round one, official round one. The word is just.
Just Dance, Lady
Thanks.
Gaga.
That's
Just a girl?
Yes.
Is it No Doubt?
Just a girl. Just a moment. Just a moment.
Anything by Justin Bieber?
Just a minute.
No.
Just you wait and see. Just
the two of us?
Okay, Richie.
Gave it to her at the end. Well done.
I have not given it to her. Does that mean your outfit?
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, God.
You want to be out,
He's
though.
cooked.
Yeah,
He's cooked. All right, we move through. Goodbye, Ryan. The word is work or working.
Work.
Work. Yep,
Who's
got
that
it.
from?
Is that Rihanna? Work,
Kelly
work,
Rowland.
work. Kelly Rowland.
Is it?
No, it wasn't
Work. Oh, no, it is Rihanna.
No, work.
What about the one, Work It? Maybe Work
Working
It.
Working
9 to 5.
Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott.
Work-
Yep,
yeah, what a
MDG.
great
Say it again.
song.
Is Working 9 to 5? Do you take Working?
Yeah, working. Bang, all through to the next round. Well done.
I did that one on my own, Fitz.
You did so well. Here we go. The word is sea.
C is in the ocean or C is in...
No,
I can see-
S-double-E.
I can see clearly now the rain is
Oh,
gone.
here he goes.
Do you see what I see?
Do you see what I see? Okay, Richie. Do you see a future in you in this segment? See you
I choked.
No, you're. I'll see your face again. No way.
Yes, the Angels are playing the bridge soon.
Oh. This is Miley, yeah?
Yeah. See your face again, is it?
Can we not play that again? Here we go, guys. The word is, and we're down to MDG and Thomas Brian Ivy. The word is hand or hands.
Fast, slow hands.
Yes, well done.
And you and your hand pink.
You and your hand. Thank you, Tom.
What a
She's here in
classic.
Feb, guys, alongside
beautiful
Taylor.
tie-in, mate.
You're the hand guy.
You're definitely the hand guy. All right, the word is straight.
Straight line.
Yes.
Great song,
Straight.
MDG.
Straight.
We need you here,
Straight talk. Straight.
Nope.
Straight.
3.
Straight shout to the heart.
2.
No.
1. Bang.
Gone.
Thomas Brian Ivy, you've got it. Straight lines. Coming on straight out of Compton.
Oh, yeah.
Tough word. Well done, Thomas.
The Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
So over the weekend, it's my favourite event of the year. And Little Athletics, it's the best. If your kid is unsure of what sport they want to play, Little Athletics is the best. You'll find mates out there, and the best thing about it, state relays are even better. I like it more than the zone or the regionals because they're individual events. I like it when they're together as a team.
Yep.
So Lenny was lucky enough to make the Balmain Little Athletics under 11s 4x100 metre relay on the weekend. Okay.
Yep.
So, Kate, we don't know how we're going to go. All we heard at Ramwick Botany, there was some amazing fast kids, and they're the team to beat this year.
Yeah, right.
So we've gone out there. And, Kate, look, I haven't been too good with this over the years. As a parent, I get involved too much.
No.
So I was proud of myself over the weekend because I'm going to play a little bit of audio for you here because this is the start of the final and Lenny was kicking off. He was in the first, so he was the first runner.
Okay.
And then he had to hand the baton over to Alex Miller, who's a gun himself. He won 3 gold medals on the weekend.
Go, Alex.
Wow, so nerve-wracking, the passing of the baton, isn't it?
Unbelievable. Right, so this is me on the video camera, off, and I was quite proud of how calm I was.
Go, Lindon. Go, Lenny. Go, Lenny. Good start. Stay with him, Lenny.
Okay, because
That's good. That's quite subdued.
Well, I was quite subdued because I just want to take you back 6 years when Huey did the state relay for the first time, and he was the third leg, and I was up on the hill for the third leg, and this was me 6 years ago. Go, Malik, get it to him, Malik. Go, Huey. Go, Huey. Go, Huey. I was screaming. Then the year after that, I'm just going to set this up. They were favourites to win at Huey's team, so we sent Mum and Dad up from Adelaide, and they were there. And unfortunately, in the heats, there was controversy because the second changeover, Kate, they couldn't get it to him. The kid ran halfway down the track, and he couldn't get him the baton, so we got disqualified. And Mick Fitzgerald, my father, was there. Have a listen to Dad in the background. Everyone, my old man's going, oh no.
About the other kid who couldn't do the change.
So I said to myself, you've got to be calm. Today we've got to be calm, all right? And all we wanted to get on the podium, and the boys just wanted to get a medal. So they've kicked it off. Lenny got off to a good start, over to Alex, and we're even with Manly. Randwick Botany were right behind us as well. They had a gun last runner. Mm-hmm. He's very quick, coming around the turn, and we luckily, and I've got to send it out to Manly. Unfortunately, they stuffed up their last change. So Sammy, our last runner, takes off. Kate gets over the line. He wins by about 30 metres. And now the cheer. You know, the best thing about it, you've got all the parents there. Parents I didn't even know. Harley's mums, and then I've got, Sam's mum there as well. And I'm hugging these ladies that I've met for the first time. And we've all won. We're down there.
Don't say that. We'll probably be off to Little Athletics next weekend.
Are you drunk?
And then we go down to the medal presentation, and we find out that the boys have knocked off the Bankstown team from 1978. Wow. It's a 35-year-old record, Kate. We've knocked off, and we've got the state record.
45-year-old record, because I'm born in 78, and are you calling me 35?
You are too.
Yeah, it's 45 years.
45 years old. And look, if there any of those members from Bankstown in 1978 are still alive, I want to hear from you this morning, so I can tell you to go and get stuffed. We've broken your record.
Well done, the lead dog.
By 0.2 of a second.
Oh, congratulations, boys. I mean, as happy as you are for the people that win, like you said, shout out to Manly, because you know that yesterday would have been a tough day for those people who made like a minuscule mistake that changes everything.
I know. It does make you feel so much better when you see one parent just blowing up at a kid for stuffing up a baton change.
And he's walking home.
Oh, it is. And you know what? There were tears in my eyes, Kate. There were tears in my eyes.
That is a beautiful story, mate.
You know, look.
You're a proud dad. And you know what? Top marks to you for keeping it under control.
You know, the only thing that could top that? A free gin from Margot Robbie.
Really? Well, you've got to go to Mimi's for that.
I'll be crying my eyes out.
Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.